You're obviously a soccer fan.
Yes.
Which is your team?
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
And you have a tattoo?
I have the cannon, the old cannon, the original cannon.
Of the Gunners?
Yeah, on my shoulder. It's a sad.
So, you're gonna say yes probably, but you've read Fever Pitch then?
Yeah. I mean,
it's one of your favorite books?
I read it like when I think it came out when I was 18, and I read it immediately. I still have my.
How about the movie?
Both. I've seen the English and the American.
What do you think about the American one?
I mean, it's not. I actually like it as a film on its own. I don't. It's not about obsession. I mean, it's an American film, so it sort of falls into a completely different category from being a fan as misery is not an American experience.
Global.
It is, but not in quite the same kind of. Also, I don't know. I'm an Arsenal fan. Anything, it's the moment's not about Arsenal. It's not about me in the same way. So I watched it differently, but I really liked it. I enjoyed it a lot, and I like the English version of it too.
So you've been a coach. You were a coach.
Yes.
How much of your life is it in this movie?
Not very less than in the early drafts there was more. There's very little. I did have a girlfriend who left me and then ended up on a TV show. So that was true.
And then you became a coach, or?
No, they happened fairly close to each other, but they weren't. So she didn't leave. She broke up with me for perfectly valid, different reasons, and then ended up on a TV show, and I ended up a coach. But they weren't. And then brilliantly, the girl in the film who plays that girl is now on a big TV show called Community. So life mirroring art in an interesting way. And other than that, the friends are based on friends I have, and the final moment of the game is vaguely to do with my last moment as a coach. The same. It ended with a but I'm not going to tell you how it ended.
Just like the movie.
Exactly.
Why New York?
It's alright.
All right. Why? I live in New York, and it's a New York. It was a story about New York.
One of your shirts, I don't remember. I think it's your first
All
one.
Saints Day.
It's also in the village.
Yes.
Which is the same part of the movie.
Yeah, these guys live a little further south, but it's the same.
So, which do you prefer, England or New York? I mean, England's a country, New York is a city, but
I've been in New York since I was 17, so it's not. And now, my wife is there, my child is about to be born there. My work is there, my friends are there. So I have my entire adult life has been lived in America. So I feel very, very connected to it. Having said that, though, I'm on the season ticket waiting list at Arsenal, and it's been made very clear that the day those season tickets land, we're moving back to England immediately.
Just a final question. Why do you think that there are so many? There are not a lot of soccer movies. Why do you think that? You try to remember a great soccer movie, and there aren't many.
There's a few. There's Gregory's Girl, which is a great movie. It's very, very. The most boring reason is it's really hard to shoot. One of the things that actually weirdly worked on our side was that the kids weren't meant to be very good, so we didn't have to worry about. The production values in real sports now are so brilliant that you could only look bad by comparison, compared with sports that have a more sort of one-on-one. If you think about obviously the best sport, Raging Bull or any other great sports movie, you can get the camera right in there on the one person, and whereas soccer, because it's a thing about space, just shooting it is very, very difficult. I also think that, it's not an American sport, and Hollywood is where films start, so it's not been utilized in the way that American sports have, just by virtue of capitalism, I suppose. Yeah, I think those are my two. But I think it's a nice thing to make a film about. But shooting it is very
hard.
It's difficult, and cutting it is really difficult. I'm trying to make it look okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.